I want to ask you about something that we've spoken about privately, which is...
Is this about the rash?
No, we'll come on to that. We'll come on to that. People sharing stories of them bombing, which I know is a pet peeve of yours.
We have talked about this, yeah.
Tell me what you think about this phenomenon.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic. So there's a lot of comics out there. Look, your big names will never do this. Even if they have had a bomb, they will never do this. And I consider that a professional approach.
Right.
There's a lot of comics out there, they'll do like a comedy club and maybe the set didn't go well and they'll get back on their social media and go, oh, I just had the worst set, I bombed, or they hated me or whatever. Well, I don't know. I look at that and go, if I was considering to come to your show and I'm seeing you say that you, can we swear?
Go for it.
If you're saying you are shit, I don't know why that would make me want to come and see your show.
Yeah.
Like if I'm trying to sell a national tour and I go to a club and I just have a bad night, it can happen to every comic. And I get on my social media after I've told people, please come to my show. Oh, terrible night, that no one got my jokes. I don't understand how this is helping me sell myself as a comic. I mean, maybe just keep it on the down low that you had a bad night, which can happen. It's fine.
Yeah. So my theory, and I've said this to you before, is that young comics, we're taught that bombing is a part of the journey. And so, in my opinion, what they're doing is that via social media, they're projecting this image of themselves as like a real comedian. If I'm bombing, it must mean that I'm a real comic because real comics all go through this phase.
They do.
The problem is, you may not get out of this phase.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's right.
So don't post this.
When they were taught that, Ray, that bombing, 100% bombing is part of it. And sometimes you need to know where you need to work on and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying... but I don't think they were told, when you bomb, promote it.
No, exactly right.
That's the bit that I don't understand. Bombing is all part of it. I've worked with Dave Hughes, and he's got stories privately backstage at the Comics Lounge. We had a chat. And he was saying stories about when he used to bomb.
Right.
And that's Dave Hughes, one of Australia's biggest comics. Whether you like him or not, he is. So everyone goes through it. But I've never seen him promote publicly.
No, it's a new thing. It's a new social media thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into it. I don't agree with it.
I think, what they're doing is promoting the comedy lifestyle. I think comedy's become a lifestyle.
Absolutely it is a lifestyle. So I think being a performer in general is a lifestyle, and that's why a lot of people don't always understand the life of a performer, a full-time performer. They don't get it. So what do you mean? What do you do? So what's your real job? Well, all those questions. And you know what? I've now come to the realization that it's okay for them not to understand. For many years, I was like, but why don't you get it? I'm a performer. I do shows. I do weddings. I go and do, I used to get a bit angry about it. Now I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, it's all right.
What did you want them to think? Like, why was that important to you?
I don't know. I used to think to myself, why is it so hard to understand? Because them not understanding is almost like saying that's not a real job.
Right. So it was a legitimacy thing for you.
Yeah. But now I'm like, it's cool. It's fine. It's not. There are other jobs that people do. I don't understand. A lot of government jobs.
Yeah, mostly.
Now there's a lot of jobs out there. Like I might not understand exactly what that's about. I'm like, that's cool. They don't. It's fine.
Right, but you would never ask them to justify themselves in a way that happens to performers.
No,
right?
correct. Good point. Yeah. No, I don't. I'm like, yeah, but they like to. I think performing or being a comedian is just one of those jobs that people think, oh, you're doing this for fun. Like, no, some of us actually do it full time.
Because to them it looks super fun. It looks like you're having a blast.
It is fun. Absolutely, it is fun. It's nerve-wracking, but it's fun.
Just quickly coming back to the bombing thing.
Sure.
I want to put this to you and you tell me what you think. I also think a part of it is by posting failures, what it does is it adds this false sense of depth to the comedian. So look how sad I am right now. Look at this low moment that I'm sharing with you.
Yeah.
Therefore, when I'm funny on stage, it makes me appear like a very deep character. Does that make sense or does that not make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I just don't subscribe to that attitude. That's all. It's a little bit like people who are always posting on their social media about their lows. Post whatever you want. I get it. It's your page, and I can scroll past. That's but I just don't understand about posting all your lows all the time. And I mean, I got plenty of lows. I just don't post them.
Yeah.
So people think I'm always a success.
Right.
But we're not always a success.
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
jobs we don't get, auditions we miss, things that really, upset us. But what's the point? I don't want people's sympathy. Is a comedian who bombs and posting that they bomb, is it trying to generate people to go, no, mate, we love you, you're funny, you're always funny to us? I mean, I don't need that. You know?
I really think it's, for younger comics, it just makes them look cool in their mind.
Fair enough.
Bombing's become a cool thing. I don't get it, but...
Yeah, I don't get it either. I'm not, and you know what's funny is I'm not from that age group of the comics. They're much younger.
Right.
They're like 20 years younger than me. So maybe it is a generational comic thing.
A lot of them got into stand-up probably from listening to, let's say, Joe Rogan or Andrew Schultz or these sorts of guys online. And so they hear those stories. And I do think a lot of it's them trying to replicate it. But let's leave the bombing thing.
Yeah, fair enough.